Let's play video games!
Hello and welcome back to Hard On Gaming, where the games are hard and so am I. I'm your host BigStiffy and this is Dwarfcraft. Now, last episode I left off with a little bit of political views. I shouldn't really say political view, there wasn't much political about it. But yeah, last episode I didn't get too much accomplished. So I actually thought I was going to have some trouble with recording this episode because trying to load up my Minecraft world ended up taking several, I don't know, like, at first it took something around the time span of like 10 minutes in order to just load the world. And that wasn't too promising, but as it turns out, there's just a problem with Forge, which just is now. I don't know why the problem persists only now, but it has cropped up, and it makes Minecraft take a long time to load a world. For a while, I actually thought that the world was corrupted and that I wouldn't be able to load it. And several tries later, it finally loaded, and here we are. So yeah, last episode I didn't get too much accomplished. I talked a little bit, but not much else. This episode, I want to get building a house in this nice biome. Actually, you know what? I don't really have to build a house. I can go over there. As you might remember, a few episodes ago, I found that building over there that is somehow floating above the ground. And I figured, you know what? It might be nice to live there. So the biome that I'm in currently wasn't too far away. I had a pretty easy time finding it. In fact, I didn't even have to go through the swamp this time. So yeah, I'm gonna live in that building over there. And I'm just, for now, clearing out a little area so that I can build my mining site. Because mining is going to be a very arduous task. So I had to collect a bunch of wood. I don't have enough material for a smeltery yet, unfortunately. And I'm gonna have to get my shovel and my axe repaired because this is not enough material. Or this is not a clear enough space, I should say. I don't really know how big this place is either. Or I don't know how big I want to make it, rather. So let's see. For my mining site, it's gonna have to be a pretty decent sized building, because there's gonna be a lot of gases that I'm gonna have to try to collect. There we go. And as anyone might have noticed, my upload schedule has been a little bit erratic. Mainly because I've been really fucking distracted. I've had a lot going on and just haven't gotten around to recording anything. So, yeah. That's a thing. Let's see, where's the sun at? So, yeah. I've been watching a little bit too many YouTube videos recently, ironically enough. Not too much else, though. And if anyone is a YouTube video junkie, much like myself, they will know that when you get hooked on watching too many YouTube videos, you end up getting a lot of mental fatigue. Like, just watching videos will completely drain you mentally. And then, of course, by proxy, you feel physically drained. So it's really not fun in any respect. So I'm going to have to run back to my house in the desert, because I'll have to sleep through the night. And what I'll do is I'll bring my bed back with me so I can set it back up in that small building there. Of course, a fucking cockatrice is right there to meet me. That goddamn bastard. Let's just run. And before I had started recording this session, I had to go into creative mode and fly around a little bit to try and load some of the world, just to alleviate some of the lag that I constantly have to deal with. Now, I'm not dealing with too much lag right now, thankfully, but that's mainly because I've done a few changes to my video settings. For one thing, I have turned on VSync, which seems to have definitely alleviated the problem, at least partially. Now I do have 2 magic mods in this mod pack, and I'm kind of debating which one I should go into first. And I think the one that I might want to go into is Witchery, because I really do like Witchery. So yeah, that's something I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to get into the Witchery mod to start off. Not quite night yet, can't sleep yet. Let's see. Trying to think. There's stuff I gotta do, and I just gotta be able to think of what I need to do. Right, so one thing I need to do is I need to take my bed back over to that nicer biome so that there is a slightly less hostile place for me to live in. And I think the water there is also clean, so that's gonna be a big help. And one thing I didn't mention a few videos ago was the fact that when you go into a dimensional dungeon and you don't leave it properly, it does not generate a door to get back into the dimensional dungeon. So I ended up dying and ending up in limbo. So when I went back to try and explore the dimensional dungeon, the entrance had gone. All that's left is a rift. So now that's inaccessible to me. Unless, of course, I make a door to get back into it. Oh yes. Another thing that I'm going to have to get started on is I really need to get a smeltery. So I've collected quite a bit of clay and quite a bit of sand, but I have no gravel whatsoever. That's something I'm going to have to work on. And let's see. What else should I get? There's really not too much else in here I think I'm going to need. No, probably not. So I'm going to pick up my bed, which may or may not be a foolish thing to do, seeing as how there are harpies out here. You know, I'm not even going to bother with them, I'm just going to run. Oop. A little bit of hole there. Now recently I had uploaded a mind test video, which actually got a lot of reception, which I was really surprised about. I managed to get quite a bit of views within the first day of uploading it, as well as quite a few likes. So it seems that I'm going to be doing a series on mind test. So yeah, that's going to be fun. Now, aside from doing a series on mind test, I also am trying to learn modding for mind test. The syntax, since the modding API is in Lua, is pretty simple. My problem is mainly just once I learn the syntax, I don't know what I should do with it. And I'm hoping that doesn't put me into this realm of despair that I usually end up in whenever I try to learn something new, where I get stuck and I lose completely all motivation to continue working on it, which happens way too often, and it's something I have to change. But I'm definitely trying to make an effort in learning the modding API, and I'm hoping that I can implement some really cool things. Because I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, but one of the things that I kind of don't like about many mods is the fact that, like with tech mods, you always make these single machines and they all serve a very specific purpose. Like one machine will grind up ore into dust, and then you can like smelt the dust and it doubles your ore. But for the most part, I don't know, it's while many of the tech mods out there, in fact, really, I think only Industrial Craft 2 is among the only tech mod that actually had some interesting features, like different voltages, although not going in depth into how voltages work. Just saying that, if you need medium voltage or if you need high voltage, you have to step down or step up the voltage with a transformer. And you know what? That was enough depth to the mod to make it both, I guess not easy, but also pretty fun and rewarding at the same time. But then there's a lot of mods where the technology is like, it practically works like magic. There's, oh Jesus Christ, a dryad has decided to what? Is that aggro? I hope not. No, okay. Made me a little bit nervous there. It came right for me. But yeah, a lot of the tech mods work practically like magic, where you can use any kind of there is no voltage. You just transfer the mystical power to whatever machine, and like conduits and anything else really serve no purpose to have multiple tiers, other than throttling how much you can transfer at a single time, which is really pointless if there's no penalty for transferring more or less power. So to me that doesn't make sense, and I don't like the whole like magical part of it. It's pretty stupid. But one of my favorite mods before there was as wide of a variety of mods as there is today, was the Better Than Wolves mod. That one was one of my favorites. And it would have stayed one of my favorites too if it wasn't for the fact that the mod author made everything so incredibly tedious and difficult that there wasn't really much payoff for getting into anything. So it's like there was a lot of effort and not much reward, I guess. I mean, I stopped playing Better Than Wolves back when Forge had just become a thing. So that was like right after the Halloween update for Minecraft. So back then, Better Than Wolves was really fun. I really enjoyed it. I like the whole idea of the old style mechanical power where you have these where you have a windmill or a water wheel, and it's driving these axles between gearboxes, and that would just power like simple machinery like a grindstone, and that stuff was cool. I like that. I really love that idea and the simplicity of it. So to have something like that in Mind Test, that's something I would really like to do. I would like to implement that. So I'm hoping I get far in that. And who knows? If I get stuck, maybe I'll have some help. But whatever. Let's see. It's almost nighttime. I'm gonna go back to this floating building over here. I'm gonna set down the bed. And I'll cut the video here and come back when I'm done. And it looks like that's all the time we have for today. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Join me next time for some more dwarfing, crafting, building, whatever. And until then, take care, Internet. I will see you in space.
I bet you were expecting some sort of fancy outro. Nope. Just this. But hey, you know what would be cool? Clicking one of those links below. Yeah, that'd make it cool.